Standing hip extension. Patient stands holding onto a chair or table for support. Start by engaging the abdominal muscles. Extend one leg backward, keeping the knee straight and the ankle flexed. Do not arch the back. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds to feel the buttocks engage. Return back to the starting position. Perform 3 sets of 10 repetitions on each side. To progress this exercise, add a resistance band around the ankle.
Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to properly execute a box squat. There are multiple variations of squats. This is how I begin to teach a squat. Okay, so if you want to come over, first thing you want to do is take your shoes off. Okay, this allows you to push through the heel more effectively and allow you to get a bit more depth. Close up on my feet first, okay? So I've purposefully lined this line up with the box, and that's about the distance you want to be away from the box, okay? So go back. At first, you just want to sit onto the box, okay? So all you're going to do, arms out in front of you, back straight, head forward. You're just going to sit onto the box, okay? From there, you notice how my legs are probably just below parallel. Alright, from there, you can explode up without buckling your knees in or without flaring them out. Okay? So, okay. The next step from that, in fact, I'm going to rep that out a few times just for you to see. Okay. The next step is a touch and go box squat, okay? So from here, this is where you're going to use the box just to get the depth to touch it, and then you're going to explode back up, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. Now, if you notice, that is actually really low. Alright, it's probably below parallel and you don't need to go that far. So if you need to, you can get a higher box, or you can put plates on the box, just something to get a bit height. But that's how you properly execute a box squat, and that's how you begin to learn how to properly do a barbell squat.
This exercise is called the countertop push-up. So what you're going to do is find a countertop and get into a push-up position. What you're looking for here is your feet can be whatever's comfortable. Your heels don't have to stay on the ground. They can come up as you go through the push-up. The main thing we're looking for here is 2 things. We want your chest to go all the way to the counter, and we want your back to remain stable. So as I come down into the push-up, I want to be able to touch and come back out. If you look at my lower back, I want to make sure that you don't do this. As you come down, if you're not strong enough, and the back starts to sag a little bit, that means that the core is not strong enough to hold this position during the exercise. So you keep the core tight, you can kind of squeeze the buttocks a little bit, and then you'll go all the way down, tap the counter, and come back up. As you get stronger, you'll need to lower the surface to make it more challenging. One way you can do this is by using a chair. And I can use the arms of a chair, and now I have a lower surface to go into my push-up, like this. And again, as you get stronger, you'll need to find a lower and lower surface. You could use 2 step stools. That would be about a foot off of the ground. And then when you get all the way to the ground, you can transition to a push-up from your knees, like this. And then when you're strong enough, the knees can come up to a regular push-up, like this.
This is Shraddha Laura Dorset, Integrative Yoga Therapist at the Kaplan Center for Integrative Medicine. Throughout the day, especially when we're seated a lot, the hips, glutes, and lower back can get pretty tight. So a very helpful release posture for this is called pigeon pose. And we can do this actually in our chairs or on the floor. I'm going to demonstrate it in a chair because a lot of us find ourselves seated in chairs throughout our workday. For this posture, you can place your right ankle over your right knee. And when we assume this posture, in order to protect the right knee, it's helpful to have the right foot flexed, cradling the right knee in the right hand and the right foot in the left hand. Lift up as tall as possible, and we simply exhale into a gentle forward bend until you feel a stretch through the right glute and hip. You might even feel a stretch here in your back. If it's comfortable for you, you can even let your head really drop. And we inhale here and exhale. Important to keep the breath full and deep. And for maximum benefit, you can maintain this posture for 3 to 5 breaths. This is seated pigeon pose.
This is Tandy with the Pimp Your Mat Strengthener. So I was asked for things that would strengthen the knee. If you've got some pain there, you can look at some of my other stretches. You always want to stretch first to try to relieve anything that's pulling on a joint, and then strengthen so that it strengthens in a better place, and then takes out the pain portion of it. But these don't have to be pain related. So strength is good no matter what. This is also a great quad and leg shaper. It's in a chair. I have a variation that's up against a wall. So again, different levels of things. Or if you're at work and you're stuck and you're feeling like you can't get enough workout time in, these are little sneaky things you can do seated. Okay. So if you have a rolling chair, it's a little more challenging. Again, the goal is not to fall out of your chair or to shoot it across the room. Just be aware of different chairs will affect how you need to balance yourself. But no matter what, you don't want to be leaning back, okay? You do want to move yourself more towards the front to where you can get your feet equally grounded on the floor. Your spine is trying to get as long as possible, okay? So in this position, you want length. So a lot of us just get stuck here because of computers. Okay, so you have to actively roll your shoulders down and back, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift and squeeze that belly button up underneath the ribs. Okay, so this variation is just a leg extension basically, but you're going to lift one leg as high as you can, then you're going to put your hand on it to give it a little bit of resistance. So you're pushing your hand into your thigh and your thigh into your hand. Then you're going to extend this leg to where that hand is. Okay, and then you're going to bend it with control and lower it down. It doesn't need to be high, it doesn't have to be a circus trick. But what I don't want to have happen is that you lift as high as you can, okay, and that when you extend the leg it goes away, it lowers down. That's different and not as good. Okay.
I'm going to show you how to do a tricep dip. So the major muscle group is the tricep. You could do it from a chair or a bench. You could even do it on the floor. So just getting yourself into a position to start by rolling your shoulders down. You want to start from good posture. Sometimes we tend to slump forward and then we're going to potentially cause a lot of extra strain on the shoulder joint. So set yourself up by rolling the shoulders back, opening up the chest, bringing your hands directly underneath your shoulders onto the bench or onto the ground. And you're going to take your legs out, keeping your knees bent. If you wanted to make it harder, you could extend the legs. So start with the easier option, see how you feel first. You're going to bend the elbows, lowering your hips down, and then exhale to extend the elbows and lift your body up. Inhale down, exhale up. The biggest mistake people make here is when they come down, sinking into the shoulders. You want to really try to just depress the shoulder blades down your back so that you keep your neck nice and long. And the other mistake is that people just tend to move their hips up and down, and there's no action going on in the elbow joint itself. The action in the elbow joint needs to be flexion and extension, because that's what's going to engage the tricep muscle. And that's the whole focus of the tricep dip. Elbow flexion, elbow extension, start to strengthen the tricep muscle group, which is that muscle that tends to jiggle on some of us when we wave. So this is a great exercise to tighten it up.